You know what it is?
Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat Shalom.
We invite all guests to come again to the Ark of Israel. Today's lesson will be on the Unleavened Bread closeout, the Feast of Unleavened Bread closeout.
I will be reading 2 Ezra chapter 2, verse 10 through 12. Thus saith the Lord unto Ezra, tell me my people that I have given them the kingdom of Jerusalem, which I give unto Israel. Their glory will also I take unto me, and give these the everlasting tabernacles, which I have prepared for them. They shall have the tree of life for an ointment of sweet savor. They shall neither labor nor be weary.
All right. All right. Shabbat Shalom, Israel.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right. Hey, can we give our two young men that open up for us a hand? Once again, I definitely want to thank each and every one of you for coming tonight, that we may close out the Feast of Unleavened Bread. It has been a great week for me. How did everybody enjoy the feast? How's the feast been? The feast been okay?
It's been awesome.
Everybody did different things with the unleavened bread? I did?
Some successful, some not so successful.
Hey, but guess what I end up doing? I end up doing unleavened pancakes this morning. So I had unleavened bread, and I put syrup on them, and that was great. It was really, really good. Cut it up real nice. I really enjoyed that, right? So I just want to say that these feasts is whatever we make out of these feasts. Sometimes we gotta be inventive with these feasts. Find the good part about it, because it may be a day that might be the best you're gonna get. It may be a day that might be the best that you're gonna get. So we enjoy. Sometimes we really enjoy the benefits of being a part of this world, some of the things that this world produces. How about that? But when it really comes down to it, the Most High have us at a whole different level from these other people. That's why we are called a set-aside people, a peculiar people. Because when the rubber hit the road, we should know what to do. Am I correct? We should know what to do. And we shouldn't be backing up like, I can't do that. No, it's time to dig in, because I can't eat no quail. If you get hungry enough, you eat quail and probably swallow a few bones. So, we got to be ready to do what it is to get it done. Whatever it takes to get it done, we just got to be ready to do it, right? And once again, like I say, I do want to say welcome all guests, and you're definitely welcome to come again. So we're going to do our feast closeout, and we're going to start in the book of Luke. The book of Luke was really funny to me, because I did a lot of communions. I did a lot of teaching out of the Old Testament, the New Testament, a lot of it. But Luke was a little different for me, because Luke didn't tie into Mark, John, and Matthew the way that those three tied into each other. So I said, something peculiar about Luke. So us being a peculiar people, I said, well, hey, let's go look at the peculiar guy. So we're going to go down through Luke, and we're going to see what Luke says as a peculiar person of the event that took place. Some things we're going to look at that's going to bring back some memories from some older lessons that we've had. If so, let's not be afraid to say, raise your hand. However, not, we'll tie right into that and deal with it. Y'all brothers ready? This is my brother Yehuda to my right, and this is my brother Darren to my left. Okay? Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right. Brother Yehuda. Luke 22. Luke 22, verse 1. Luke 22, verse 1. And it reads. That's a fast one right there. Everybody got that one.
All right, Luke 22 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Now, the Feast of Unleavened Bread drew nigh.
Now, wait a minute now. That's around this time here, am I correct?
Yeah.
It said that the Feast of Unleavened Bread drew close. It got really close. What else?
Which is called the Passover.
Which is called the Passover. We just went down through that, didn't we?
Yeah.
All right, read, brother.
And the chief priest.
Who?
The chief priests.
You mean tell me the chief priest was looking down, was around during this time? Yeah, and who else?
And the scribes.
And the scribes what?
Sought how they might kill him.
Even during the time of Passover, the time of unleavened bread, a high holy convocation, right? A high holy day. I'm talking about a day that's holier than the Sabbath. They out seeking the priests and the scribes are trying to find a way to kill our Messiah. Isn't that something?
The wicked men of Israel.
Yes, very wicked, right? Very wicked. So if they'll do that to him, what will they do to you? Do you think because the Passover was a few days ago, and we started the Feast of Unleavened Bread, do you think that none of Israel got killed? Do you think that any of Israel was unjustly treated? Do you think that any Israel got a free pass on not going into prison? No.
No free pass. I mean, hey, they had. I mean, when Yahushua got hungry, was two other people hanging up there, hanging with him.
Right. Exactly.
Same week.
But in this hour, I just didn't hear a whole lot of announcements of pardons. I just didn't hear about that. I heard a lot of people going to jail, but I heard a lot of crime too. So I guess that's what you get when you get it, right? But it says, and the chief priests and the scribes sought how they might kill him,
For they feared the people.
but they feared the people. Meaning there was a lot of people that was what? That was gathering together for the Feast of Unleavened Bread and for the Passover. So they feared his followers, the people that followed him at that time, right? And then the third verse says what? Real carefully.
Then entered Satan unto Judas, surnamed Iscariot.
So what? Now out of all the other books, out of John, Matthew, Luke, not Luke, but Mark, none of them read this way. That third verse. It said, then entered Satan unto Judas, surnamed what?
Iscariot.
What? Issachar?
Iscariot.
Iscariot. Okay, Iscariot. So now let's look at this. So if Satan entered into him, right, and it also says what behind it before I go into this.
Being of the number of the 12.
Now, Judas was a part of the apostles. He was one of the 12 apostles. But it says Satan entered into him. If Satan can enter into one of the apostles, come on now. And they was right there with him. That don't exclude anybody.
He even entered Peter because Yahushua said, "Get behind me, Satan."
He did. He did. And then, so scriptures tells us that Satan entered into Judas, but however, during this lesson, we're going to find that Judas put himself in position for what? For Satan to enter into him. So I'm saying it to say that we're no better than the apostles, and some of us can't come near the apostles. But if apostle can put himself in position for Satan to enter into him, just think how much more easier it'll be for him to get into one of us. If we put ourselves in position for that to happen. How do we do that? I'm so happy y'all asked. Man, I've been waiting on that question.
But when you think about it, each time we approach and we come into a holy convocation, Satan is real busy. He attacks us that is awakened to who we are, and it's just stumbling blocks and everything. He attacks your house, he attacks your finances. Any way he can get you to turn against the Most High and lose your faith, that's when he's at his busiest hour, at the time when we're in our feast.
Exactly. Anybody else?
Yeah, but along with that, we gotta understand that Satan can't move unless he gets permission.
True.
Hot key.
So we have to look at that as a test because Yahuwah's not gonna, if he doesn't chastise you, then he don't love you.
That's right.
So we have to keep that in mind. We gotta burn down and keep it moving.
Endure to the end, right?
That's right.
That's right.
Exactly. Go ahead, go.
There's a scripture, I'm sorry, I don't know where it is, but it says, yes I do, it's in James. It said you're drawn away by your own lust.
There you go. No, Book of James, I go on down through that Book of James. You go to that first chapter. That'll put you right on point right there. But it says we are drawn away by our own lust. So he put himself in position. Do you see what I'm saying? For Satan to enter into him. Now, true enough, during the times of our high holy days, if you don't watch it, when you're coming up on a Sabbath, if you're real dedicated to your Sabbath, right, and you really dedicated, every time another Sabbath come up, every time one come up, Satan finds a way to try to, I say, throw a wrench in the plan. He try to mess that up, huh? Yeah. And he does that with problems. He does that with situations. And those tests come on and on and on. And this is coming from a guy that be tested every week. I'm always tested, it seems like to me. But hey, you got to do what you got to do, right? But now listen, this was an apostle. This was an apostle. That's deep. Give me that fourth verse, you.
And he went his way and communed with the chief priests and captains, how he might betray him into them.
Wait a minute. Did you see that? Did y'all see that? Mm-hmm. Y'all saw that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that Satan saw where his love for money, or saw that lust or love for money. He saw it.
The greed for money, right?
Yeah.
But wait a minute, though. But wait a minute. I'm saying dough like I'm on the street. Look out, dough. Wait a minute, dough. No, but wait a minute, right? Let's look at this thing, right? He put himself in position, and he went his way and communed with the chief priests and the captains. He put himself around that. He put himself around those people that's seeking to kill who? His Messiah.
He saw that in him.
And they knew that he was a greedy man. So that once they communed with him, they found out he was a greedy man, they knew how to approach him to what? Take down, to do their best to take down the Messiah. But he put himself in position. Some people are not worth your time. Some people are not even worth your thought. And when we put ourselves in that position for things to happen in our lives, trust me, it happens. Because guess what? The same thing happened with Job. The Most High went, not the Most High. Satan went and asked, could he approach Job? Most High said, go ahead. He's faithful. So the more faithful that you are, the more tests you're going to get. The more he wants you, the more faithful you are, the stronger you are in this thing, is the more that he wants to try you. He's going to try you more and more and more and more. Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if you hit this scripture, but it just reminds me of Satan desire to sift you as wheat. I won't say no more.
No, but go ahead. It's good. We're almost there. But that's true. Right?
For just the whole topic of that whole conversation and how their mind wasn't really in the right spot. They worried about who the best, or who's the biggest one. And he's like, yo, do you understand the design is you as weak? Do you understand that?
Y'all get that? Because we hit it. That's exactly what we hit it to. So now, let's see this thing, right? Which is the same thing. It's in Luke 22, right? Same chapter, right? Mm-hmm. And then we're going to go down, we're going to read the fourth chapter, the first verse said that he went his way and he communed with the chief priests and the captains, right? On how he might betray him unto them. Hanging out with them. Isn't that something? You open doors. We open doors for the wicked. No matter what they want to do, no matter what their plans are, it may not have nothing to do with us. But there might be something to do with something that connects us. You see what I'm saying? We just got to keep our eyes open at all times. We don't know how Satan's going to do what he do, but we know he does things, right? Give me that fifth verse.
And they were glad and conveyed it to give him money.
Covenant.
They covenant.
Covenant to give him money.
So wait a minute. So they was glad. Just think, this was an apostle, one of the 12. When someone trying to infiltrate, did they get somebody right there? Oh, they glad they in there. They had an old saying back in the day, in there like swimwear. They in there. They can get they right to you. If they can't get you, but they get somebody really close to you, they got a better chance of getting you. You see?
Feel like they won the game.
And then they got him to come out and commune with them. So communing is just like, sitting down, chilling, reading. Not reading, but chilling, eating, drinking. Right? That's why they said communion. Because it was a matter of eating and drinking that took place. Because remember, when we take the bread and the wine, we take what? Communion. So it's a part of eating and drinking. And what that does, it throws your mind off, it throws your thoughts off. You're not wondering why they asking you special questions. You're not wondering why they're saying different things to you. You all happy and glad. Because why? They glad. They treating you good. You ever thought you want something back with, huh? Is that what you think about? Because now they're catering to you, right? Brother Darren, hold on for a second. They were glad, but look, they befriended, and they were so glad that they had befriended what? An apostle. And then, right, after that taking place, then they made a covenant. He made a covenant with the wicked. You see that? A covenant. It said, and they covenant with him. Because the covenant was, I deliver him to you if you give me, how many pieces of gold? Was it 11? 30 pieces of silver? Okay. But yes. So we're looking at that, right? So now he went into a covenant. He already supposed to be in a covenant already. But now he done made a covenant with the wicked. So sometimes we might end up coming out of a covenant, a good covenant with the Most High, and into a covenant with the wicked just by who we hang with, just by who we deal with. That's why I tell you, it's real important that we watch what we do. We watch what we say. We watch where we go, right? And definitely pay attention to what people say to you. Be careful of what they'll say to you, right? Give me that 6th verse, brother.
And he promised.
I got Darren on. Brother Darren, I want you to jump at Matthew 27.
And he promised and sought opportunity to betray him unto them in the absence of the multitude.
See, he waited till the multitude wasn't there. He had to set that thing up. Because remember, they was afraid to do what they was going to do because of the multitude. It said that in the very first few verses. So Judas had to find a time when the multitude wasn't around. That's why he went to them. He went to him. And read.
Then came the day of unleavened bread.
And what?
When the Passover must be killed.
It says what? That was the day of the what? The day of unleavened bread, when the Passover must be killed. What?
And he sent Peter and John, saying,
Go
and prepare us the Passover, that we may eat.
And read.
And they said unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare? And he said unto them, Behold, when ye are entered into the city, there shall a man meet you, bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house where he entereth in.
So now listen, don't y'all know Judas knew about the Passover, that he was going to meet with the 12? He knew about that. And guess what else he knew? He also knew that the followers, his followers wasn't going to be there. He knew the multitude was not going to be there. Because that was what he needed. He needed to separate our Hamashiach from the multitude. Because it's been a hard thing to do. Right? Read.
Verse 11. And he shall say unto the good men of the house.
The good man of the house, what?
The master said unto thee, Where is the guest chamber?
Where is the what?
Where is the guest chamber? Where I shall eat the Passover with my disciples.
So just think about it. We gotta find out what the guest chamber is. Read, brother.
And he shall shew you a large upper room, furnished. there make ready.
Everybody got it, right? The upper room. Y'all remember the upper room? We know what took place in the upper room, am I correct? Okay, so it was set up for the upper room. But go to Matthew 27 and 50 for me real quick. Matthew 27 and 50. We dealt with this a few weeks ago, right? Maybe like a month ago. But let's touch it. Let's just touch it for a second, real quickly here. So the upper room was served, but it called it a guest chamber. So by it being a guest chamber, it worked out well for our Hamashiach to do his what? His Passover there. And it was the upper room, am I correct? Let me know when you're ready, brother.
I'm ready.
Read.
And Yahshua, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost. And behold, the veil of the temple was rent with twine from the top to the bottom.
It was ripped in two, and what? From top to bottom, and what?
And the earth did quake. And the rocks rent.
Read.
And the graves were open. And many bodies of saints which slept arose.
Read.
And came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the holy city and appeared unto many.
Where's the holy city? Okay, we're gonna hold right there with that, right? So now, give me Acts.
Acts what?
Give me Acts 1.
Acts 1 and 1.
Acts 1 and 2. Acts 1 and 2. You ready? Okay, read. You got it over here. Acts 1 and 2.
Acts 1, verse.
Go back to Luke 22 and 13.
You said verse 2. Right?
Yes, sir.
Acts 1, verse 2. Until the day in which he was taken up.
All right, we still talking at the same time, am I correct? Read.
After that, he, through the Holy Ghost, had given commandments unto the apostles whom he had chosen.
And read.
To whom also he showed himself alive after his passion by many infallible proofs, being seen of them 40 days, and speaking of the things pertaining to the kingdom of Yahweh.
Read.
And being assembled together with them, commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem.
But what?
But wait for the promise of the Father, which saith he, ye have heard of me.
Read, brother.
For John truly baptized with water, but ye shall be baptized with the Holy Ghost, not many days hence.
So what's getting ready to happen? He's getting ready to send him the Comforter, am I correct? It's going to be a spiritual aid from that day forward, right? So now let's back up just a little bit, right? Now go on down, then I'll go ahead and tie that in. Go ahead. Sixth verse.
Verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? And he said unto them,
what did he say?
It is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father had put in his own power.
And so our Hamashiach have nothing to do with that. That's only the power of the Father can do that, right? Go ahead.
But ye shall receive power. After that, the Holy Ghost is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me in Jerusalem. Me both in Jerusalem, and in all Judea, and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost part of the earth.
So now, let's go back to Luke. Do y'all remember what we was in Luke? I know we had that at the 13th verse, right? But I really want you to go back and read that 11th verse and come forward.
Luke 22 and 11.
And ye shall say unto the good man, and you shall say unto the good man of the house. You got it?
Yeah, I got
it. Everybody that's with us? Okay, read, brother.
And ye shall say unto the good men of the house,
what?
The master saith unto thee, where is the guest chamber, where I shall eat the Passover with my disciples?
So remember, we just got through reading in Acts, they said that he got with the apostles and he gave them instructions. This is when that took place. Read, brother.
And he shall show you a large upper room furnished, there make ready.
And they'll make ready, drop down to that 13th verse and go.
And they went and found as he had said unto them.
Uh-huh.
And they made ready the Passover.
Uh-huh.
And when the hour was come, he sat down, and the 12 apostles with him.
And read.
And he said unto them,
What did he say?
with desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer.
With them, not with the whole, all his followers, not with not with the multitude, but just them. You see, read.
For I say unto you,
Uh-huh.
I will not any more eat thereof until it be fulfilled in the kingdom of Yahweh.
You see that? So he said, for I say unto you, that I will not any more eat thereof, right? Until the fulfillment of the kingdom of what? Of our Most High, right? Mm-hmm. So now listen, he made that statement before he did any actions. Before he did, a lot of people believe that he took down, that he did communion like we did communion. Like he passed all the food out, all the bread out. He passed out all the wine, and he came back, he got him a piece of bread, he got him some wine, and everybody did together, right? Right? Do a lot of people think that? Is that the way we think that happened? Yeah. No, I mean, is it? No, yes? Are we just there? Huh? That's how we were thinking, right? Yeah. But if we think about it, before anything took place, he said that he would not do it. Right? And he said that in what verse? He said that in the 16th verse. Give me the 17th verse, Brother Yehuda.
And he took the cup.
And he took the cup.
And gave thanks.
And he prayed over it. What?
And said,
what did he say?
Take this.
He said, take this. He said, let me get a piece. He said, take this. What?
And divide it amongst yourselves.
And he said, you take this bread. He had it all. He said, you take this. And you divide this among all of you. He didn't take any. He gave it to them. But he told them before it happened, he said, I'm not going to do it anymore. Read, brother.
For I say unto you, I will not drink any of the fruit of the vine until the kingdom of Yahweh shall come.
Y'all see that, right? Yeah. Read again.
And he took the bread. And he gave thanks.
And he gave thanks.
And he brake it.
And he brake it.
And he gave it to them, saying,
wait a minute, did he get a piece?
No.
He didn't get none, did he? No. He gave it to them, right? Mm-hmm. And he said what?
This is my body.
He said what?
This is my body. Which is given for you.
He said, this is my body which is given for you. Right? Yeah. Just like the blood was given for us. The body was given for us. And read.
This do in remembrance of me.
He said, do it in remembrance of me. So we did this on the past, so we did that in what? In remembrance of him. Right? And read, my brother.
Likewise also the cup after supper, saying, this cup is the New Testament in my blood, which is shed for you.
So there you go. You see the New Testament? Do you see the New Testament? Go ahead, sister. Go ahead. No. Right. So he said, this cup is the New Testament in my what? In my blood, which is shed for you, which is really a part of the new, that's the new covenant, right? So and in my notes are saying, it said, so my question was to you guys, well, I wouldn't know how to give it up, or somebody help me out there. But it said, what is the cup of the New Testament? Right? And what is it? So what is this new covenant? Huh? But there's another part to it. Huh? Mm-hmm. So we got to look at this thing.
That will make him the New Testament.
Pretty much. So we got to look at this. So look at this, right? Everybody hitting it, right? But if everybody said it together, we have it right on point. So it says what? So this is the death of our Hamashiach, right? And no man can what? Go unto the Father except through him. Because he did it for the remission of our sin. He's the one that go back and forth. Wait a minute, here we go. Give me, who just got through reading? You did? Give me Luke 22 and 13. I mean, I'm talking 22 and 21. Bear that in mind, we just spoke about, guys. Read.
But behold, the hand of him that betrayeth me is with me on the table.
He said, but the hand that betrayed me is right here. But he just told them what? Before then, he just told them that he already did the remission. and for the shed of his blood. So he knowing that he had to die for them. Isn't it funny that you can sit down at a table with somebody you know going to be a part of killing you? And you can sit right there and you can give him bread? And you can give him a little wine? Huh? Would you have a problem with that, sister?
Yes.
You got a real problem with that.
I want to make this wine clean or not.
I bet it, I had to go to work on him. Take the wine. Keep drinking, brother. Keep drinking. Right? And read, brother. Give me that 22nd verse.
And truly the Son of Man goeth, as it was determined. But woe unto that man by whom he is betrayed.
Read.
And they began to inquire among themselves, which of them it was that should do this thing.
So now that was Sister Kelly was talking about earlier, right? But think about this, right? Not only was he going to betray him, but he sat right there amongst the 12 and denied it was him. Right? Why? Why did he do all that? Because Satan had entered into him. He may well have been a liar. He may well have been a thief. He may well have been a murderer. He may well have been everything under the sun that what? That causes death. Because it says what? Sin is death. That's how the wages. And when he began to sin, he might well did every one of them. Right? And now look. Plus how much Mashiach said that he was right there, right? What we at? What'd you stop at?
Stop there. I did 23.
23. And so now look, now Judah, he knew that he was communing with the wicked. But at that time, why couldn't he admit his wrongs? Why? Exactly. Because that was something that was placed on him that he had to do. He had to do it because of his greed, because of his hunger, because he had put himself in position for Satan to enter into him. And sometimes it's our environment, it's where we are, it's where we put ourselves at. And we don't know it, you can walk into a building or you can go into a room, and inside that room and inside that building is based on who in there, is based on what spirit is in that room. You can bet your bottom dollar on that one. You can bet it. Huh?
They jump.
Spirits jump.
They jump from person to person, and that's why, you gotta just.
If you don't believe spirits jump, you can be in a room, a fight can kick off. And when that fight kick off, first thing you're thinking, let me put my hand on my knife. Because anybody coming this way gonna get it. You see what I'm saying? Because now you're ready to rumble. Yeah, you're defending yourself, but really, you're ready to go with it. Or somebody walk up to you and you're a peaceful guy. You have no reason in the world to be angry. They start cussing at you. What you gonna do? Yeah. You get some leverage.
You said what again?
You better throw it right.
That's right.
You see? Yes, ma'am.
I can admit my faults and say that, I am mostly a peaceful person, but when somebody approaches me wrong, it's like I can't.
See, red from 0 to 80.
That's it.
From 0, but just think about how fast.
I'm ready to instantly give it right back.
So think about how fast you go from 0 to 80 in a moment like that. That's just how fast a spirit can jump from one to the other. It's just that fast. It happens. Is it quicker than that? You gotta be quicker than that. But yes, it happens really quick. You want to say something, brother?
Oh yeah, I said something. That's why your body is supposed to be a vessel unto Yah, because if your body not a vessel unto Yah, then the spirits will happen to you. When your body is a vessel to Yah, that's the ruach, inside your body. Your body's a vessel is like a container. So.
Right. But this brother, which was an apostle, which was one of the 12, basically, I'm giving him these names because these names mean something, right? Put himself in, you can be read up, you can be studied up, you can have all the characteristics that it takes to be a faithful Hebrew, right? But if you put yourself in position for failure, it can happen. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm saying it can happen. Right? So we stopped at the 24th verse, right? Read the 24th verse from us.
Verse 24.
Uh-huh.
And there was also a strife among them.
So then, now look, now you see what I'm saying? Now, first thing, it started off, they said, they looking around, well, who is this guy? Who is it? It's not me. It's you, no, not me, not me. All 12 of them, it wasn't them, right? And now what began to happen is a strife come among them. And what?
Which of them should be accounted the greatest?
Now they want to find out who's the greatest. So what's that in? A vain way of thinking, wasn't it? Now they all became vain. You see how that thing jumped? Because at that time they didn't have the Ruach. They didn't have it. The Ruach wasn't there. Oh, she playing with the kid back there. You ready? Oh, okay. Well, you got to act like that. We're going by.
That's just like Israel today. You got so many Israelites that are striving for, I'm better than the other.
Yes.
Just like right down today.
Mm-hmm. And you know, well, we're about to get there too. We're about to get there. But you know, and that's what happens, right? They want to strive to be. They want to strive to be better than another Hebrew. Why don't you strive to pull your brother along? Why you got to be seen as better, right? But even in this book of Luke, the Most High gonna break that down for us. The word is this word is deep, right? So let's hit this 25th verse.
Verse 25.
Uh-huh.
And he said unto them,
And he said unto them,
the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them.
and what?
And they that exercise authority upon them are called benefactors.
Are called what?
Benefactors.
Did y'all hear that? Did everybody follow this? Can you read that again? Everybody, is everybody on this script? Can everybody get on this script? Read that again, brother.
Luke 22, verse 25.
Yes, sir.
And he said unto them,
And he said unto them,
the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them.
So now these brothers were just talking about who was the greatest. But our Hamashiach came back to them and said, look at here. I don't know why y'all talking about who's the greatest. That's not an important thing of being great. It's not a good thing to be great. Being great brings on a lot of different characteristics that would cause you to sin, that would cause your soul to die. He said that the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and what?
And they that exercise authority upon them are called benefactors.
Are called benefactors. Go ahead, sister.
I just said Saul.
Right, Saul. You see, y'all saw what happened to Saul, right? So what is a benefactor? That's what you would think. When I first read this thing, huh?
No, I'm saying I was just elaborating on benefits.
Right.
What's in it for somebody.
Right. Well, when I first read that, I thought that's the way. Look, I said that means if they're benefactors. That means that it's saying that because kings look like they should benefit, don't they? Because remember what Saul done? Saul went and took all the stuff and he began to build his own city. He benefited from that, didn't he? Right. So I would think when I first started reading, I started thinking about different things in the Bible. I said, well, maybe that's what it is, right? And I said, no, I need to go ahead and I need to go a little bit farther, right? So give me that 26th verse and get ready, Brother Johnson.
Verse 26.
Uh-huh.
But ye shall not be so. But he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he that is chief, as he that doth serve.
Read.
For whether is greater, he that sitteth at meat, or he that serveth?
Mm-hmm.
Is not he that sitteth at meat, but I am among you as he that serveth. Ye are there.
What I did was, I wanted to break that down a little bit more for you, right? There's this book that's called The Scriptures. Have anybody heard of that book? The Scriptures? Yes? I mean, wave me your hand, I can't anybody hear you.
Yes.
But if anybody, your voice goes a little deeper, ain't it, brother in the red shirt? Did you hear about it?
Oh, yeah, I heard about
Oh, okay. Yeah, it'd be good you said so that, that they can pick up on it. We all, So we're gonna go to the Scriptures, the book called the Scriptures, and it's the same except what you do now. Let me say this to you: you don't take the 1611 and support the Scriptures with it. But you can take the scriptures and support the 1611. Does that make sense? That make sense? Okay, I'm gonna show you what I mean. We're gonna read Luke 22, 25, and 26 in the scriptures. Read, brother.
Oh, I bet. And he said to them, the sovereigns of the nations rule over them, and those who control them are called workers of good.
But
Let me keep going. Okay. But not so with you. But let him who is greatest among you be as the youngest, and the leader as one who serves.
so there you go. You see that? So the thing is this right here. Look at what's happening. Just look, I'm gonna give you two good scenarios real quick, right? The first scenario is this. Look at your presidents. Look at your dictators. Look at your look at your senators. Look at your governors. Look at all these people. When they do something that's humane, and they don't do much, they just give direction. That's all they're doing, right? And they're spending your money for you. And people say that these people are the greatest. They do so much. They do this, they do that. But they're not doing. If you give me your money, I can do something good for you too. If everybody can bring me their money, I tell you I do something good for you every day. You see?
Therefore, don't even try.
But they call them the benefactor. A benefactor is a person that does good for other people. They give to other people. That do, but they are called benefactor. That's what benefactor means. Factor mean, right? So they're saying that these chiefs are benefactors. People say that. He said, but you know, they're just like saying they're the greatest. Right? But we got camps out here. We got different people that are Hebrews out here that's doing the same thing. They're teaching, they're saying all different things, but they want to be the greatest. They find the greatest situation in the book to attach themselves to. You see what I mean? They go read the best story and then I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. But you ask them to come and serve, oh no, I can't do that, brother. That ain't gonna happen. If I'm not gonna benefit from it, I'm not gonna go and I'm not gonna do something for just a common Hebrew. I'm not benefiting from it. If I'm not gonna get me a special outfit and I'm gonna get me a special dollar, something gotta happen. Somebody gotta pass the hat around. Something gotta go down in order for me to. Why? Because they're benefactors. And he's telling them, don't be a benefactor. If you're going to be something, he's saying, if you're the greatest, if you feel like you're one of the greatest of Israel, he said, be what? Be a servant. Yeah. Learn to serve people and not always look for something for yourself. Everything got to be based on how I benefit. You ain't doing nothing for me. You ain't doing it for me. You ain't doing it for me. I'm not benefiting. But sometimes you got to get out there and you got to give a little. Sometimes you got to do something and not look for something to come back to you. Sometimes you got to do things without any mind. Your mind is not, you're just not going to have nightmares because you gave somebody $3 more than what they supposed to get. Go ahead, sister.
That's just like a lot of our people today. When you tell them that they're Israel, they say, no, I'm not a slave, never was a slave. My ancestors aren't. I'm a Hamite.
Right.
We're the ones that came from Ethiopia. We're the ones, we're the Ak and the the Egyptians. We're Egyptians. This is what we are because they were known to be great, but they don't want to be something that was less than great. That's right. You see?
Because at their point, they're thinking that Kemet, or they're thinking that these Egyptians are better than us. They're thinking that if they stand before a man as an Egyptian, they're standing before a man better than being a Hebrew.
That's only because they see the pictures of the kings and the queens, and they see them in these garments and things of that nature, but they didn't take time to read that we have a king. Our king is better than any king that they can ever put together. So, but they don't want to be attached to that because they haven't seen him. They can't see that. So the only thing they want to do is look at that and say, well, yeah, I come from King Tut, or Nefertiti, or these other jokers, and whatever their names is, Amon Ra, and them. Go ahead, sister.
I don't teach currently that history, but I was teaching world history, and when you read the history and how perverse and foul they were, and how Their children were literally dying at birth because of all the ancestors. They were Nephilim heads. They were sick and dying because King Tut was a product of incest himself and died at 19 because he had health issues. But they don't. So if you want to attach yourself to that, you better know the whole history.
The other thing is they don't get down into their rituals. When you look at some of their rituals they got, it's satanic, very satanic. And if they really want to get into it and claim that, look at some of that stuff when you jump out there.
We got other situations, right? Let's look at some other things, right? Real quick, like, Israel is always trying to look how they can attach themselves to somebody that's great. Somebody give a good lesson. Somebody give a good speech. They could be a one-time wonder. Come through and got one nugget their whole life. And now you're going to follow them for the rest of your life. Isn't that crazy? They got to prove a fact to me. Prove to me that you can be consistent in what you do. Prove to me that you can be consistent in your faith. Prove to me you can be consistent in your walk. Faith is an action word. It's something that you show. It's not something that you think. Some people are good at giving gifts. Okay, what you expecting for the gift? Because it's not about a gift. It's about reality, right? So now let's look at this. People like to attach themselves to big name people to be, so what? So they can become a part of that. They're throwing out names, I'm a part of her royal roots. That sounds good, don't it? Don't that sound good? Y'all know how many people I heard say that? I'm a part of her royal roots. And I mean, they said it with a smirk. I'm a part of her royal roots. I'm saying it to say, I know a lot of people that went down that road. And I'm telling you, they defend them with their life. You say something bad about them, and it could be true, about her royal roots, you better been a warrior, BDUs, have all your weapons with you, and then have a lunch bag packed with lunch and dinner because you're going to be there for a minute, right? But come to find out, what's that woman named? Halder, which is her royal roots. And what's her man name? Yahushadah? Yahushua David. Give me that. I'm good. These guys, y'all know who I'm talking about. These guys committed fraud. They were stealing people's church buildings and turning the name over to themselves and selling them. Locked one church up with a chain and wouldn't let them in. Sold one for over $1 million. But you had people running around, I'm a part of her royal roots. You didn't even check the people out. You don't even know these people. That's why it's good to read for yourself. That's why it said it takes the low road. You don't all have to be around a part of the big name that's out here. It's not about being a part of a big name. You know what I mean? You look at some of these churches out here, hypothetically, just give you a good overflow of things. You look at these churches with 300-400 people in it. How many of them can actually pull up on a pastor of that church and say, let me talk to you for a minute? It ain't going to happen. You can't even pull up on a deacon and say, man, I got something to holler at you about. It ain't going to happen. But when your mind is set on a lower degree, you're not trying to be the best. You're just trying to be a servant, right? You're not trying to be you want to be the best that you can be in the Word. Of course, you want the best knowledge you can get. You want to know that as much as you can, which is true, right? You want to do all you can to do, to serve the Most High. You want to do all you can to be a servant for the Most High, also, right? But let me tell you, humbleness and faithfulness goes together. Wickedness and pride goes together. When pride starts to build, wickedness starts to grow. The bigger the name, the bigger the wickedness. Just watch. It takes time and stuff break down. I know some other names I could throw out there of some people that over the last few years that I saw that everybody was throwing their name all the time, because people like to name drop. If I can name drop, that make me feel like I'm big. They like to name drop. I'm a part, I'm with this. You know, they want a name drop to make them look big, but that's what Israel do. Because Israel always wants to look big. Where is that humbleness in Israel? It's not there. Right? Give me that 28th verse. Who's reading?
Verse 28.
And guess what? One more thing. These people committed fraud, right? And now they still out there, and people, they won't even talk to people. We talking about her Royal Roots and her husband. They won't even talk to people. People call on the phone and say, look, what, yo, can I just get an apology? They won't even apologize at all. They won't do none of that.
Oh, I'm about to say, you know what though, what's going on now? We get a lot of agents exposing a lot of agents. So they kind of like, they step their game on that. So you gotta really watch out, like, who you really listening to now, because you're gonna have somebody that sound real good, they're gonna be an agent, they're gonna be talking about another agent, and they
been doing that. You know what I'm saying? So they've been doing that. All them camps, they hate each other. In name, right? But really,
But our Mashiach said that he's not the author of confusion. Right? That thing that went down with Hebrew 1, the Most High wasn't in that nowhere. Because he's not the author of confusion. When you see that kind of crap, you get away from it, you run from it. When you keep hanging around with some mess, eventually you're going to start to stink like that mess. You got to be mindful. Yes, sir. You got to be mindful of your surroundings and what you're doing. Yes, ma'am.
but that situation is court documented.
It's court documented.
This is not hearsay.
You're right. This is to the court.
They have been sued several times for stealing church property, whereby they were Hebrew Israelites on the Sabbath and Christian Baptists on Sunday. So they went to that.
So the whole key.
Off of Christians.
So the whole key is you don't have to be a part of everything going on. Everything around you don't have to be a part of everything. When you find somebody that got their hand in everything, that's a problem. That's a problem. Because they got a little crap from here, a little bird crap there, a little dog crap there, a little elephant crap over here. You got some lamb crap right there, and then you get a big elephant dump on you. It's just so much crap that you stay away from crap. You do. Because that's what's out there. A lot of these people that we are part of, when you got somebody got to be a part of everything, they're a part of a bunch of crap that's going on out there. You don't have to know everything that's going on with everybody. Eventually it comes up. Eventually the fakeness comes out. It's right. And listen, a little leaven leavens the whole lump. Right? Real quick, we're gonna get down because I gotta put this in before I end this. We started at 28, right? And we stopped at what, huh?
We stopped at 27 was the last one.
Give me 28, brother.
Verse 28.
Uh-huh.
Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations. And I appoint unto you a kingdom, as my Father hath appointed unto me.
He gonna appoint unto his disciples a kingdom as his Father has appointed to him, and what?
That he may eat and drink.
That ye may eat and drink
At my table in my kingdom. And sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
And sit on thrones?
Judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
So now let's look at this, right? So the 12 tribes, so the 12 apostles are going to be the ones that's going to what? Going to judge Israel. Am I correct? But there's a problem with that somewhere. Where's the problem at with that? Give me that next verse.
Verse 31. And Hamashiach said, Simon, Simon.
Now listen now. When the Most High do that, when you see him repeat somebody's name like that, it's not because he just, I love you, Simon, Simon. No. Simon. Come on, Simon. Simon. Simon, behold, Simon. Look, Simon. Because Simon, remember, these brothers were big-headed. They ain't even had no Holy Ghost with them yet. Right. Come on, Simon, Simon. What?
Behold, Satan has desired to have you.
Satan have a desire to have you. Satan have a desire to have each and every one of us. What?
That he may sift you as wheat.
That he may sift you as wheat. Where's the sifter at? Did we bring it? We left the sifter at. We left the sifter.
Fine.
So what's happening is a sifter is a screen. Everybody knows what a sifter is, right? If I can give you guys an idea. It's like a little screen. Everybody saw a screen in the window? A screen in the screen door? There's a little screen that's set across, right? And you take something in a powder type form and you pour it on there. And if there's any lumps, the screen keeps the lumps and the powder and stuff drops through. Right? Y'all got what I mean? So he's telling Simon that you might be big-headed, but listen, Satan want to try you. He want to sift you like wheat. He knows that you are not authentic. He knows that there's a weakness in you, and he knows that he can find it. Because every lump that left in there, listen, a little leaven leavens the whole lump. Every lump he can find in you is what? Is sin. Meaning that he degrades you. He discredits you. He's trying to make you unfit for that kingdom that he was talking about, that he wanted to commune with them with, because he didn't take the final communion with them. Oh, she's a good baby. Good baby right there. So he's telling him, he said, look, Satan have a desire for you. He wants to sift you as weak, meaning he wants to test you. He wants to find out your weakest points. Don't y'all know that Judah was sifted like wheat? When he met with those priests and those scribes, they sift right through. They found his weak spots. They found where his sins were. They knew how to attack him, and they could get to our Hamashiach that way, right? Give me the next verse, brother.
Verse 32.
But
I have prayed for thee.
But I have prayed for thee, what?
That thy faith fail not.
And what?
And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren.
Not when you're converted, when you get past, when you learn how to get past things. Because listen, we talked about that we're pulled away by our own lust. When we see these things and we overcome this kind of stuff, we can see another brother and say, look, brother, man, you might not want to do that. That's not a good thing for you. You know, you got to get past that, because life is greater than that. The Most High have way more to offer you than that, right? So it's funny. We read that third verse.
33.
Right.
And he said unto him,
Listen what Samuel gonna say. What?
Adonai, I am ready to go with thee.
Now he told Samuel, he said, Satan is ready to sift you like wheat. And Samuel came back and said to him, he said, look, I'm ready. What else?
I'm ready to go with thee.
I'm ready to go with thee.
Both into prison.
Man, I'll go to prison. I'm ready to go. I'll go to prison. What's up? Let's do this. What else?
And to death.
Man, I'll fight to the death. And what?
And he said, I tell thee.
He's out, but I hope she is. I tell thee.
Peter,
I'm telling you what?
The cock shall not crow this day. Before that thou shalt thrice deny that.
You said you're going to go to prison with me, you're going to go to death with me, but you're going to deny me before the cock crow again 3 times, right? That shows that Peter was being cocky. But it's funny that he was being cocky, and the Most High said, and our Hamashiach told him that the cock was going to crow. Isn't it? So cockiness is not the way to go. It's a humble thing we do. It's a humble thing. Right?
I was going to add, even in the Old Testament, you think about Hezekiah, he was a good king. He was so good that when he was 6, he was about to die. The Most High gave him 15 more years just for praying. And
did you see?
When he got a little cocky in him and went forth to show the other kings his great possessions, he said, oh, there you go. He found something in him and said, that's it. Everything you just showed will be taken away from you.
That's it. That's it right there. So we got to think about, that's why I say a little leaven leavens the whole lump. All this time, this whole week, we should be looking, we should be sifting ourselves, trying to find out what lumps are in there. And when you get the lumps in there, you got time now, it's just you. You could break down the leaven, you can break down the lump and let it fall through. Right? That's something we're supposed to do internally. But we don't want to look at, a lot of Israel don't want to look at themselves. They look at everybody else. But they don't. That's why they stay away from the New Testament. Because the Old Testament keep you to the law. But the New Testament will make you look at you. It'll make you dig into you. You want to dig into the law. Oh yeah, I get into Leviticus, man. Ain't no big deal. 23rd. But when he tell you to go down through you, look at your hatred. Look at your lying. Look at your deceitfulness. Then we don't want to see that. Because now we got to be what? We got to be accountable to something. But Israel thinks just because their name is Israel, they get into the kingdom. But I beg to differ. That's why more is not going to make it than it is that will make it. And you read that 35th verse. And you got to think, in the process you're getting there, what do all the leaders of this world want to do? No matter where we are, they want to put Israel in prison, or they want to kill them. They want to kill our young men and women nowadays. And they want to put us in prison. Those are the only two things they got that they're willing to do for us. That's what they want to do. Why? Because you are Israel. It ain't no different from back then. They want to sift you as wheat. Read that 35th verse, brother.
Verse 35. And he said unto them.
And what did he say?
When I sent you without purse.
Oh, this is going to be a good one, brother. Go to Matthew 6 and hold right there. Matthew 6 and 30. Go ahead and read.
When I sent you without purse.
When I sent you without purse, because the Christians use this all the time. Read.
And script.
And when I told you to go without a purse, that means you don't need no money. I told you you don't need a script, because I'm going to give it to you at that time. What?
And shoes.
And don't worry about shoes, because I'm going to make sure your feet are covered.
Lack ye anything?
And he said, well, I told you that. Did you need anything? And they said?
And they said nothing.
Oh, no, I didn't need nothing when you told me to do that. What? Read now.
Then said he unto them. But now
I say to you,
he that hath a purse, let him take it.
Better take that money with you. You gonna need it. Read.
And likewise his script.
And if you need to be studied, then you need to be studied up, because these guys have got wives out there now. You need a script. But see, the Christians tell you, oh man, I can just go any kind of way. We all brother, we just go out and get the even Israelite. We don't need no script. We gonna go stand on the corner, brother. Whatever thing pop up, and we see what walk around pants on. That old one, she got no pants, and cussed out somebody's wife and got their butt beat down. But you got to see. That's how they do it. He said, go with a script. Plan what you're gonna do. Be smart about what you do. They being crafty at you. You gotta be a little bit. Just don't be the dud. Don't be a dud that just thick meat in your head. Read, brother.
And he that hath no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one.
Say what?
And he that has no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one.
And he said, if you don't have a sword, sell your garment and buy one. Give me Matthew 6 and 30. Just real quick, just to follow back up on that. You stay where you are, because you're going to read 37 for me. Matthew 6 and 30. Y'all, everybody heard this before. Y'all have to follow us here.
Matthew 6 and 30.
Wherefore,
if the Most High so clothe the grass,
y'all heard this before. Keep reading.
Which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you? O ye of little faith.
O ye of little faith.
Therefore, take no thought, saying, what shall we eat?
Say, what shall we eat? Don't worry about no food. Go ahead.
Or what shall we drink?
Say, what shall we drink?
Or wherewith shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek.
Read.
For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things.
And he do.
But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all the things shall be added unto you.
But he's saying you still got to seek the kingdom. You still have to seek the kingdom. But don't forget your pocketbook. Don't forget the sword. Don't forget your clothes. Because you're going to need it. Things getting real serious now. Give me that Luke 22 and 37. We're about to come on down, y'all. We're about to be done.
Luke chapter 22, verse 37.
Yes, sir.
For I say unto you, that this that is written must ye be accomplished in me.
What?
And he was reckoned among the transgressors. For the things concerning me have an end.
Read.
And they said, Adonai, Behold,
Behold.
here are 2 swords.
Read.
And he said unto them,
Uh-huh.
it is enough.
2 swords enough. Read.
And he came out and went as he was wont to the Mount of Olives. And his disciples also followed him.
Read.
And when he was at the place, he said unto them, pray that ye enter not into temptation.
Pray that you enter not into temptation. Remember, we're tempted by what? Our own lust. Read.
And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's cast.
About a stone cast. Just think about it. How far can you throw a stone? That's how far he was from them. And what?
And kneeled down.
And he prayed.
And prayed.
And saying what?
Father, if thou be willing.
If thou be willing.
Remove this cup from me. Nevertheless.
Not mine.
Not my will.
But
thine. Be done. And there appeared an angel unto him from heaven. Strengthening him. And being in an agony, he prayed
more earnestly.
And his sweat was as it were great drops of blood falling down to the ground. And when he rose up from prayer. And was come to his disciples. He found them sleeping for sorrow.
He found them sleeping for sorrow. Think about Israel today. Israel can look around and see what all the white man doing this to me, the green man doing that, the purple guy did this, the orange one did that, but ain't none of them praying for the kingdom to come. You need to pray that the kingdom come. That's going to be your only relief. Your only relief is that the kingdom come. But why is that we want to pray for the kingdom to come? Why? Because we don't want to look at ourselves and get ourselves straight. We don't want to sift ourselves so we can find those things that's wrong with us so that we can be prepared for the kingdom. And any day, I'm going to tell you, any day, it is so easy for something to happen in your life and you looking at death, the death angel right in your face, and you don't know it. But yeah, you may not know it, but when you find out it's there. It's like you gotta deal with the death angel right now. There's a chance you might die right now, there's a chance you might live right now. That is something that we got to keep before us at all times. You got to be permanently prepared to go at any given time. Because you are no greater than your brother. Your brothers are being spread out in the streets. Your sisters are being killed out in the streets. On a daily basis, you're no greater. You're just not a part of that number yet. But a lot of them are not prepared. A lot of them are not ready. But if you're prepared and ready, you can deal with issues a whole lot better than not being ready. Because I know when I thought my time came, what can I do? And say, hey, look, I'm ready. I already know. I'm ready. I know. Because I know how I live my life. So I know that I was ready. But he spared me. But the process of him sparing me, was a great thing. It was a heartwarming thing for myself. But I can tell you this right now. There's nothing worse than being in the land of decision that your life is dependent upon some man with a knife and the Most High. Now that's the good part. The Most High is the good part. You gotta pray that you make this man do the right thing. Let's get off of me. Where you at, brother?
Verse 46.
Verse 46. But we gotta begin to we listen. We can look at we in our captivity. Good, bad things, good things, stress gonna happen, all kind of things gonna happen to us. Especially around feast days. All this stuff gonna come forth. But we gotta keep our eyes on the kingdom. And we gotta pray that this kingdom come. Read that 46 verse.
I read it, 46.
You did? Give me that 46. Where you at?
47.
Read it.
Verse 47. And while he yet spake, behold, a multitude, and he that was called Judas, one of the 12, went before them, and drew near unto Yahushua to kiss him.
Read.
But Ahamashiach said unto him, Judas, betrayest thou the Son of Man with a kiss?
Because back in them days, men, they greet each other with a kiss, not a lip to lip, but they put their face beside you and they go, on the side, right? And when he greeted him, he said, you persuade me with a kiss? Like he not gonna know, right? And you got all these guys behind you. Read, brother.
verse 49.
Uh-huh.
When they which were about him saw what would follow, they said unto him, Adonai, shall we smite with the sword?
Drop down 53 and go.
When I was daily with you in the temple, ye stretched forth no hands against me. But this is your hour and the power of darkness.
But he told the priest in 52, I meant to say 52, but he said in 52, he said, then Hamashiach said unto the chief priest, he said, and the captains of the temple, he said, and the elders, which were come to him, be you come out against, be ye come out as against a thief, and swords, with swords and with staffs. He's like, like y'all come out like this real evil guy. But when I was with you daily inside the temple, you stretched not one hand against me. So the same people that was in the temple with him is the same ones that what? That plotted to kill him. The same people that was reading the same books. Right? Be careful who you deal with, because it might be a problem unto you. Be careful. We might say, I know, but when people go home or when people leave out, you don't know what people go do. Be careful. And then he said, he said, and the power, and he said, but now it's your hour and the power of darkness, right? So this is the time of what? Of the power of darkness. That means that time that took place, that was Satan's time. That was Satan's time. But see, the bigger issue is, Peter didn't understand the magnitude. Even though the cock crowed those 3 times, I'm going to speed it up a little bit. When they taken him away and the cock crowed the 3 times, and on the third one, because Peter was falling behind them, and they took him away, and that cock crowed that 3rd time, and Peter looked him right in his eye. And he knew what Hamashiach was thinking, because he had told him ahead of time. And he had told Peter that Peter was being what? Cocky. They had him already, they'd already taken him. He didn't fight to death. He didn't fight to keep him, he didn't do all that. Right? So at that time, Peter knew. And he understood the magnitude of what Hamashiach was saying unto him. He knew it once he saw it. And all the cockiness was gone, and the reality of the present time came to play. I say that if we have not utilized this time of unleavened bread to actually focus on ourselves and look at where we are in life, what we're expecting in life, and how we're living our lives, and if it's according to the truth and the scripture, and not of our own minds. If it's not there, we need to restructure, because that's what the Feast of Unleavened is about. It's about you structuring you. And he picked a good thing to use, which is leaven, right? Because a little leaven leavens the whole lump. And read that 62nd verse.
62. And Peter went out.
I'm sorry, drop at 61.
And our Hamashiach turned and looked upon Peter.
And what?
And Peter remembered the word of Yahweh Hamashiach, how he had said unto him, before the cock crowed, thou shalt deny me thrice. And Peter went out and wept bitterly.
Because then it took place. Everything became a reality. Don't let reality come upon you unexpectedly. Be ready for reality, because it's there. It's out there. I want to say thank each and every one of you for your time. May our Hamashiach be out there with you guys, and that the Ruach rule over your lives. I want to say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.